this is Kevin Gillard from Tutorial, and I'm just recording a screencast that's going to help people administering the Presence and Engagement website. So I'm just going to show you how to log into the system and how to add new content, and then I'm going to go and record some other screencasts to cover other topics. But as you can see, we're at the website now, but of course we need to log in first. So I'm going to go to /user, which is going to take me to the right page to log in. Okay, my details are already here, but I'm just going to type them in again. Username and then the password you've been given. All very straightforward. Once I've logged in, it takes me immediately to the dashboard, which I think you've seen before. This is where you'll be able to launch all new content and edit content. Everything really you can do from here. This is certainly the sort of main administrative system on the site. There's quite a lot on this page. I don't want you to worry too much about that. If you look on the left hand side, there is a create content header, and below that lots of links to add content. So that's what we're going to look at first. The first item is add new article. So I'm going to do that. Click on add new article. Now an article can be any piece really. It'll sit in the site as a blog if you like, but I'm using the name article at the moment rather than blog. Very straightforward, I think. You need a title. Now I've just sort of prepared a document that might be a typical thing that you've already written. I'm just using Latin here to make it easy. So there we are, just putting my title in, and you can just copy and paste from Word if you like. It will try and clean it on the way in. So it doesn't always work perfectly when you're copying from Word, so I would suggest if you do have any problems to get in touch with me. So I've put my content in there. Of course you could just type directly into this editor. And copy and paste as well. You can just edit this normally as you would a Word document, and you'll see at the top that there are a few icons. I think these probably all look fairly familiar to you. Of course I can make something bold, and I can do italics. These are very useful. I wouldn't use any of these others really. They're not, underline is confusing because it looks like a hyperlink, so I wouldn't recommend using that. The other useful things here are there are bullets, and there are numbered bullets as well. So those are the main things here that I really, I wouldn't suggest using too much else. The other thing, of course, is you can link to anywhere. Could be an external site. Very easy to add a link. So that's the main editor, and you'll see this, whenever there's a large area of text to edit, you'll always see the same editor. There is a simpler version of the toolbar, which I might provide. I'll just show you. That looks like this. So you've just got really just the basics here, and I may do this because I think it stops people getting carried away with editing. It is your site, but to keep the consistency through the site, it's useful just to try not to put HTML into the editor. So I've got my article. I want an image that goes with it, so I'm just going to choose an image, and I have one right here. Always put alternate text with your image. That helps speech readers. So tags. So I'm going to put some tags here. I'm going to comma separate them. But let's say this could really be about something, could be to do with Judaism. So I'm going to choose that. If the article is actually to do with the diocese, then here you could select what diocese that is. So this is going to help with our, managing the site. We can pull out articles that relate to a particular diocese. So, and then you see below there's a few more sort of tabs. First one's revision information, create new revision. You don't really need to do this, but let's say you're coming back to edit an article, but you wanted to keep the original. You could click create new revision when you do that. Comment settings. This is if people can comment on the article or not. It's open at the moment, but let's say that I don't actually want any comments. I'm just going to tick closed. Authoring information, well, that's me, and it's going to put the date in there automatically when I publish it. I could change this if I wanted. Could change this to Daniel. Publishing options. Okay, we've got published and promoted to front page. This promoted to front page doesn't actually do anything, but if you're not ready for it to go live yet, you can untick the published. That means you can edit it, and once you're happy with it, maybe you want someone else to log in and check it first, you can untick published and then come and publish it again later. But I'm going to publish it straight away. It's going to save that, and it's also just going to redirect us to the page so we can have a look at it. So there we are, our article's there, it's got all the content, it's got the image on the right hand side. I've got some styling to do on this before we go live, but you can see that it's fairly straightforward now to add content. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up. That's adding content. I suppose the other final thing to say is if you want to go back to the dashboard, you click up here on the top left, and we're back on the same screen. Very similar thing to do for any of the other types here. We have a add new FAQ, for example, and here we enter our question and our answer. Similar settings down here. I think I'll fix this so that comment settings are always closed for things like FAQs, because you really don't want people being able to comment on it on a frequently asked question. So yeah, that you can add all your content just like that. It's that easy. Okay, I'm going to finish this little screencast and then go on and do a couple more.